Hello and welcome everybody to Homework Helper for section 4.1. Today we start with graphing linear equations and then determining whether or not a point is a solution for that equation. So I'm going to start with number 2 here. We'll go over a couple things. First thing that it's going to ask us to do is just to graph the equation. So when I see y equals negative 1/2 x plus 8, I know that the negative 1/2 is my slope, and I know that the plus 8 is my y-intercept or my b. So all I have to do is go up to 8, which is my y-intercept. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, that's going to be 8 right there. So I know that that's going to be a point. And then I know my slope is going to be negative 1/2, which is my rise over run. So I'm going to go down 1 over 2, down 1 over 2, like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, like this. Okay, and that forms my line. Boop, boop, ba-doo. Put little arrowheads on it to show that it goes on forever. And then all I have to do is look at the point that it's asking me. It says, is the point 0, 7 a solution? Well, here's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 0, 7, and it is not a solution. No way. Another way we could have done this is we could have done it algebraically. So I'm going to slide this over just a bit. So if I'm checking the point 0, 7 into y equals a negative 1/2 x plus 8, well, remember, this is a coordinate, so this is x comma y. So I can just plug these numbers in for their corresponding variables. So this y would become 7. So I would say 7 equals a negative 1/2, and this x would become 0 times 0 plus 8. Negative 1/2 times 0 is 0, and then 0 plus 8 is 8. And does 8 equal 7? Nope. So we would know that that would not be an answer. Okay. So that's what that first section is asking us to do. Let's turn the page. And so for this one, we're trying to solve linear equations. Whoops, let me actually make sure you guys can see that. Solve linear equations using parentheses. So we have to understand how parentheses are working here. So I'm going to do a hard one. I'm going to go to number 10 here. And so what I want to see is I want to see if this is going to be the same thing as that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to simplify my left side. So I know that's going to be 3 times w and 3 times a negative 9. So that's going to be 3w minus 27 all divided by 5. Okay? And then even if I were to split that up, I'd have 3w over 5 minus 27 divided by 5, which is not going to be the same. Not the same. Right? This 5 distributes to both. So actually, you know what? I should probably slow down and explain this step here. So let me do it a little bit more clearly. So what we're looking at here is we end up with 3w minus 27 all over 5. And we can split this. This is called a binomial when we have two terms, a two-term statement, but it's all being divided by 5. So when we say it's all being divided by 5, that means each term can be divided by 5. So for example, if a was a term, b was a term, and I was dividing by c, this would be the same thing as a over c plus b over c. And the way that I kind of remember this is I kind of view it as a heart. Okay? They're in love, right? But in this case, that means this ventricle, this side of the heart, and this ventricle, that side of the heart, can be split into 2 hemispheres. So when I look at this, I'm doing the same thing. This is a thing, and this is a thing. So that it becomes 3w over 5 minus 27 over 5. So that's how we split up a binomial. All right. Finally, let's go ahead and go down to this section here. Let's do number 19. Number 19 asks us, it wants us to indicate whether or not the given value is a solution. So all I'm going to do here is I'm going to take negative 5, I'm going to plug it in for my z's. So that this becomes 2 times the quantity, 5 minus 2, and now here's a z, so it's actually going to be times a negative 5. And that's going to equal 20 minus 2 times the quantity, here's a z, so that's going to be negative 5 minus 1. And so now I'm going to simplify. I'm going to see if my left side is going to equal my right side. Okay? So I start within my parentheses, right? Parentheses. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So I'm going to start with parentheses. Okay, well I can't combine this until I multiply. So it's going to be 2 times 5, negative 2 times negative 5 is going to be positive 10. And that's going to equal 20 minus 2 times negative 5 minus 1 is negative 6. Okay, now I can combine this. That's going to be 2 times 15 equals 20 minus, well, negative 2 times a negative 6 is going to be positive 12. This is going to be 30. This is going to be 32. 30 does not equal 32. So no, this is not true. And so that's pretty much all we have to do is kind of work our way through it, see if our left side equals our right side, and that tells us whether or not the given value is a solution. All right, that's going to be all you need to know for today. I'll see you tomorrow.